KWT slaying.
Well, family, the wait is over. The moment has arrived where truth emerges triumphant from the shadows of history. Introducing the True Jerusalem, the Lost Kingdoms of the Israelites, the groundbreaking work by me, Jacoby Vale, a journey into the past that reshapes the future. I cut through centuries of misconceptions with piercing clarity. This book delivers a compelling case packed with evidence that commands attention and gonna get some respect. Come with me for a second, family, and discover how these thrilling civilizations flourished, protected by towering highlands and sustained by advanced engineering. Some have asked, where is Jerusalem? Is it the land in the Middle East? I say no. It is in the highlands of Ethiopia. With hours of groundbreaking research, this book brings in a new revelation, and it will transform your understanding of African history and its connections to the ancient world. It's going to remove from your mind the conditioning by the Romans of what has really happened to our past. Come with me, family, to the Ethiopian highlands and find out why this is our land. Why things have been hidden and obfuscated for centuries. We are royalty, children of the Most High. What kind of land do you expect us to have? Dried up dirt in the Middle East, or land flowing with rivers? A land full of beautiful animals flowing with milk and honey. Don't miss out on this monumental unveiling. Grab your copy today and stand on the side of truth. Visit Amazon.com or www.tailministries.com to purchase your book and join Jacoby Vale's teachings on Tail Ministries. Family, your journey to hidden history has now begun. So family, get your copy of True Jerusalem, the Lost Kingdoms of the Israelites today. Journey to the heart of Africa, where history and legend converge to reveal the forgotten kingdoms of the Israelites and the true location of Jerusalem. Salama, family. Salama, how y'all doing? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. I didn't want to come on this late at night, but I feel compelled that I have to. Now, let me ask y'all, give me one if you know about some of the issues dealing with the land on the continent. Some of the hearsay, some of the going back and forth. Give me a two if you have no idea. So here's the thing, and I'm going to tell y'all this. There's two sides to every story, okay? And a lot of people want to try to bring Tail Ministries in the midst of this and take sides. We don't take sides, okay? We love both sides, okay? So what people got to understand, there's an agenda to discredit people moving back to the continent. Some people don't like it, right? This is why they come up with the whole lie and foolishness about a gathering versus the second Exodus, right? Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. It don't make no sense. But people make up stuff. So what I'm going to talk about today, some of y'all might say, well, Yacoba, why don't you get this pathway to peace with other people? And that's a valid question. And the answer to that would be because some people you can't get along with. Some people are liars. Some people refuse to repent, right? And some people are taking other people down with them with their lies and their deception. So you can't always get along with everybody, but you may try. So I want to talk about this from a biblical standpoint because just as a lot of Christians don't live that word, a lot of you Israelites don't live that word. Now, my brother and I, we make an effort to live that word. People can testify that we make an effort to live that word. And to be honest, we didn't really want to get in the mess. We haven't said much about it till people keep bringing our name up. Because people are associated with the Dry Bones Project, but the Dry Bones Project is just a means of supporting one another. That's all it is. There's no financial relationship, no legal relationship, no political relationships. It's a family relationship of people who are of like mind, who believe the scriptures, who believe that we're going back to the continent. Some of y'all don't believe that. That's fine. Turn us off. I don't give a crap. But what you're not going to do, you're not going to make us take a side when the evidence and the claims is spurious. The arguments keep changing one day after another. The amount of money keep changing one day after another. Y'all think y'all know the truth, but you don't. At the very least, what we do, we try to hear both sides. But you must understand there are not only the Gentiles who don't want us to succeed, there are Israelites who don't want us to succeed. There are Israelites who love Babylon and who want to stay in Babylon. Everybody don't want to leave Babylon. Everybody don't want to leave the matrix. Everybody isn't like Neo getting pulled out of the matrix. Some people want to be like Cypher. Cypher loved the matrix. Why? Because he had a good meal. He had a good roof over his head, even though it was all a lie. But what's not going to happen is we're not taking sides. So we had the discussion of the fact that, Yacoba, we are leaders in the community. You can't avoid it. So what we need to do, and this isn't really what I was supposed to get into, but because this really going to be a teaching. But what we really need, and it depends on you, the community, we need a panel of judges. We need a Moses figure, right? We need the appointments of judges to judge these situations out. Whoever y'all want that to be. We need leadership in the community that can hear these things out and make an unbiased decision. Now that's hard because you got people who already prejudge. You already got people who already hate the idea of us going to the continent. I say pray on it and seek the Most High. But one thing I do know, we're not handling this right. We're not handling this right. So this is Genesis 13:7-9. And quarreling arose between Abram's herders and Lot's. The Canaanites and Perizzites were also living in the land at that time. So Abram said to Lot, let's not have any quarreling between you and me, or between your herders and mine, for we are close relatives. is not the whole land before you? Let's part company. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left. Can we come to common ground? If you think you've been mistreated, if you think that your money's been stolen, if you think that things weren't clear, can we come to common ground? Can you go to the left and they go to the right? Or you go to the right and they go to the left? See, everybody don't want to hear everybody, right? Nobody want to hear anybody's side of the story. You know how many comments I've gotten and people accusing people of stuff, and they're saying that Tell Ministries is taking sides, and we like, you don't even know what's going on. You don't even know the story. And y'all get upset and y'all say that we're taking sides because we're waiting to hear the whole details. We're waiting to hear the right side and the left side. Y'all don't care about truth though, right? You don't care. You want to condemn your brother and sisters. You don't want to look at their heart. You don't want to read their heart. Maybe, just maybe it's a misunderstanding. Ever thought of that? You know, when it comes to business, there's usually a misunderstanding. This is why in the legal side of things is they talk about having a meeting of the mind where there was common understanding of an agreement that was reached. But y'all be taking sides and you ain't got a lick of the stuff I got. You don't know a lick of the stuff that I know about. And y'all want to accuse Tell Ministries of taking sides, but you don't know nothing. Hypocrites. Romans 12:18, if it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Y'all not going by these scriptures. Y'all not trying to work it out. Maybe the agreement says this house I'm building gonna be $100,000. And we say, okay, here's the money. The house is gonna be $100,000. Then you find out the house is $120,000. Now you mad. Now you want your money back. Now you're accusing people of stuff. Well, you know, prices change, resources change, situations change, laws change. Let's get the details. Shall we not have the details? Can we not discuss this thing as family? One thing I'm not going to do is take sides. We never do that. We take the side of the Most High. We take the side of righteousness. Remember I told y'all a long time ago that y'all could trust me? I'm not going to purposefully stab you in the back. I'm not. That's not my heart. I'm not going to do that. That's not my brother's heart. We're not going to do that. Now, is there people within this awakening I can't stand? Oh, yes, I can't stand because they're liars. But I ain't going to tell you what to do or not do. That's your business, you adults. I'm not going to tell you to get in a business with someone. That's your business, you adults. I find it very interesting, and I've said this before, right? How come everybody, after they make a bad decision, want to come out and reach out to Tell Ministries, but never in the beginning come to Tell Ministries and say, hey, you know what, Jacob and Minister tell you? We're looking to get into this business endeavor on the continent, and this is the criteria and the requirements for this particular, business endeavor. What do you think? Do you think this is a wise decision? Now, you don't have to do that because you're an adult, mind you. But if you don't do that up front, don't come to me on the back end and want me to fix it when I had nothing to do with it. Does that make sense? But we don't know how to treat each other. We don't know how to deal with each other. You know why? Because we still got a Babylonian mind. We be hypocrites. We still walk like Babylon. We move like Babylon. We treat each other like Babylon. We treat each other as individuals. That's like I told y'all, I'm Ubuntu. I'm Ubuntu. I am because you are. You are because I am. Y'all don't believe that, do you? Even though we try to stay out of this mess, y'all keep pulling us back in. But you know what? I realized after talking to someone today, I can't avoid it. I'm a leader in the community, regardless whether I want to be or not. But when I say I love both sides, I do. Y'all want me to hate somebody I love on the right side and hate somebody who I love on the left side. And then y'all get mad at me because I don't want to take a side without evidence. Y'all want to get mad at me because I'm not on your side and I'm like, let's hear the evidence. Y'all mad at me because I'm trying to work it out. I'm trying to merge. Now, look, I'm going to say this. I know you can't always work it out. I know it's not going to always work out the way we want, and we could come to the meeting of the minds because some people are, you know what's, very hard to work with. Some people are stuck in Babylon. Some people hard-headed. Some people stiff-necked. That's what we know. As one of my brothers said in the post, he said, you know, one thing we know from all of this disagreement, he said that we Israel. The way we work with each other proved that we Israel, we stiff-necked. John 13:35, by this everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. Y'all don't know what love is. Love ain't no feeling. Y'all don't see each other like family. You know what you see yourself like? You see yourself like a person who's the member of a camp or the member of a church or the member of an organization. Y'all don't see each other like family because you know why? You wouldn't treat family the way y'all treating each other. You wouldn't do it. Well, some of y'all might. Some of y'all don't love your mom and your daddy. Some of y'all don't like your cousins. I ain't gonna lie. We broke. We broke. Exodus 23:4-5. If you come across your enemy's ox or donkey wandering off, be sure to return it. If you see the donkey of someone who hates you falling down under its load, do not leave it there. Be sure to help them with it. Now, this isn't talking about the wicked Gentile, people. This is talking about an enemy who's an Israelite. You mad at your brother. Y'all enemies. Y'all got a dispute. He need help. You help him. Work it out. Leviticus 19:17-18. Do not hate a fellow Israelite in your heart. Rebuke your neighbor frankly, so you will not share in their guilt. Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against anyone among your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahuwah. Y'all be hating Israelites because the business process didn't work out the way you want. Somebody had a misunderstanding of what the criteria was in this agreement. Some people don't give people room to grow and work these things out because we should be trying to work it out. Correct your neighbor. Let him know he wronged you. And hopefully try to fix it. Don't seek revenge. Don't go to court. Stop threatening people. Stop bearing grudges. Stop trying to pull everybody else in. Stop lying on people like we were involved in it. I'm going to tell you, people be saying stuff about us. We had nothing to do with it. Tell ministries this. Tell ministries that. Tell should have did this. Tell should have did that. Tell taking somebody's side. We ain't got nothing to do with it. Well, you know, Yacoba, yeah, it is. They are part of the dry bones. Well, you don't know what the dry bones project is, do you? Do you? But they want you to fail. Look, all of the people who went to the continent, you all are pioneers. You are pioneers. I don't care what nobody say, in my opinion, at least. Y'all part of the original ones of the Exodus before it comes in full force. That's my opinion. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all took the risk of going and try to start new lives. And guess what? You ran into some issues. You got to work it out. But the enemy going to come in and sow division. Because why? Because we stiff-necked. Why? Because we crabs in a barrel. Why? Because them curses still there. We can't get along for jack. After Job had prayed for his friends, Yahuwah restored his fortunes and gave him twice as much as he had before. So they had a disagreement going on. You know, Job was going through all his troubles and trials. And instead of Job getting mad at them, he prayed for them. Instead of y'all getting mad at somebody, pray for them. We need to help each other. You need to do your best to reconcile and fix the situation on both sides. One side needs to defer to the fact that maybe they didn't fully understand the situation. The other side needs to understand maybe they didn't fully understand the situation, and maybe there can be a meeting in the mind, say, okay, we both messed up, let's fix it. Now, some of y'all going to say, well, Jacoby, don't you have issues with some of these preachers and ministers and pastors? Yeah, I do. But they keep lying on me. If they repent and come, I'll receive them. If they come and say I was wrong and I started it, I'll receive them. If you admit the fact that you started all this foolishness, I'll receive them. Exodus 22:25. If you lend money to any of my people who are poor among you, you shall not be like a moneylender to them. You shall not charge him interest. We're supposed to treat each other different than we do the world. If you family, you give family the family price. If it's 100% for the Gentiles, it's 50% for family. Come on now. Maybe even no interest. Leviticus 25:35-37. If one of your brethren becomes poor and falls into poverty among you, then you shall help him, like a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with you. Take no usury or interest from him, but fear your Elohim, that your brother may live with you. You shall not lend him your money for usury, nor lend him your food at a profit. You can't treat family the same way you treat the Gentiles. You can't treat family the same way you treat others. Why? Family don't do that. You might could charge the Gentiles interest, but you can't charge family interest. You might go to court with the Gentiles, but you can't go to court with family. I told you, y'all don't believe this word. You don't live it. Deuteronomy 23:19-20. You shall not charge interest to your brother, interest on money or food or anything that is lent out at interest. To a foreigner, to a Gentile, To a foreigner, you can charge them interest, but to your brother, you shall not charge interest, that Yahuwah, your Elohim, may bless you in all to which you set your hand in the land which you are entering to possess. Y'all entering the land to possess it. You can't charge interest on your family. You can't take your family to court. You can't be hating on your family. If y'all see each other as family, you say you Israel, right? You say you Israel, but you treating them like a Gentile. You're disparaging people's names and tearing down their ministries instead of trying to fix it. When others want to talk, you don't want to talk. When you give out your grievances change from one email to the next. 1 minute is 15,000 you lost, and then next thing is 20-something thousand you lost. Which is it? And did you lose it? Or is it a perceived loss? See, this is why I say our people don't have all of the information, and they also not even trying to fix it. Some people shouldn't even be arguing at all because of a misunderstanding. Fix it. Do you know the Most High is angry with y'all? Fix it. Leviticus 25:47-49. Now, if a sojourner or a stranger close to you becomes rich, and one of your brethren who dwells by him becomes poor, and sells himself to the stranger or sojourner close to you, or to a member of the stranger's family after he has sold, he may be redeemed again. One of his brothers may redeem him, or his uncle's son may redeem him, or anyone who is near of kin to him and his family may redeem him, or if he is able, he may redeem himself. Fix it. Maybe the family got to get involved and help mediate this thing and make everybody whole again. I'm talking about all of us. You're supposed to be Israelites. Y'all don't live like Israelites. You're not living this word. You're not loving your brother. Y'all family. Y'all cousins. Y'all blood. We suffer the same curses. We have the same enemies. And now we're still fighting amongst each other. When these people trying to take us out, these people trying to tear us down and destroy us and make sure we can't live. They're not hiring us in their corporations. And you want to stay here. You want to say Africa ain't the place to go. You want to talk about other things. You want to say there's no second Exodus. Well, you stay here then. We need each other. Do you not know these people literally trying to take us out? But some of y'all don't believe that crap. Y'all don't believe it. Our lives are at stake and we fussing at each other and fighting amongst one another. No, fix it. Do you not know the Father is angry with y'all? Do you know y'all breaking his heart? And then y'all want to take sides instead of hearing both sides of the story. Fix it. Be fair. We can't make it alone. I told you we need each other. Leviticus 25:25. If one of your brethren becomes poor and has sold some of his possessions, and if his redeeming relative comes to redeem it, then he may redeem what his brother sold. Sometimes we got to help each other. Sometimes our people not going to make the best decisions. What I really hate though is when family take advantage of other family. Family steal other people's money. Family leads people astray. Here's the problem. Because you don't know the word, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If I'm in business with you, then I need to treat you and help you like if it was me. If there's a misunderstanding, then we need to fix this some kind of way. If we can't rectify and reconcile, we at the very least need to make the effort to do so. And sometimes it's going to cause us as a community to come together and fix it. Even though we're not involved in it, even though it's not our fault. Because I'm going to tell you, either way it goes, somebody's going to lose. Leviticus 25:39-41. And if one of your brethren who dwells by you becomes poor and sells himself to you, you shall not compel him to serve as a slave. As a hired servant and a sojourner, he shall be with you, and shall serve you until the year of Jubilee. And then he shall depart from you, he and his children with him, and shall return to his own family. He shall return to the possession of his fathers. So even if your brother gets in a situation where he becomes poor and he sells himself to you, you can't treat him like a slave. If you become rich and successful and your brother have an issue, you know what? You need to help him. See, we shouldn't be like the churches. You pay your tithes 20 years in church. And the day you need them, when they come in to foreclose on your house, the church ain't there to help you with it. That ain't right. But we ain't no different. And then the other thing that gets me, some of y'all don't even want to talk to each other. Y'all keep ignoring each other. If you got a grievance, say, hey, let's get together. Let's discuss it with fair mediators. Here's the list of my grievances, and here's the contract. Well, here's what we did, and here's what we understood the contract to be in the agreement. And this is what happened. Let's have fair mediation. But you ain't supposed to be treating an Israelite like a Gentile. See, from my understanding, this isn't true. Now, if you know more than me, let me know. Because from what I heard, the house was estimated to cost that much. And the house is partially built, but it ends up costing more than that. That happens in business. That's my understanding. If I'm wrong, correct me. Y'all act like somebody took the money out of their bank account and ran off with it. If you know more, let me know. Send me an email. Send me the contracts. Send me the receipts. Deuteronomy 15, 1-3. At the end of every 7 years, you shall grant a release of debts. And this is the form of the release. Every creditor who has lent anything to his neighbor shall release it. He shall not require it of his neighbor or his brother, because it is called Yahuwah's release. Of a foreigner, you may require it, but you shall give up your claim to what is owed by your brother. You treat family different than you do Gentiles. That's the Bible. If it's a foreigner, you could say, give me my money, you owe it. They don't get a jubilee. They don't get a jubilee. But if it's family, I got to write that debt off. That's why I keep telling y'all, y'all think y'all know stuff and you don't. I've seen the emails. I've seen the comments. I've seen things that contradict other things. And y'all want me to take a side. Y'all say, oh, well, Tell Ministries is on this person's side. They're not on this person's side. Well, guess what? We ain't got all the details ironed out yet to take a side. I love both sides, but y'all want me to choose between the two sides when I don't have all the information, because y'all don't want to give me all the information, but you want to keep me in the midst of it. Make it make sense. You want to keep me in the midst of it, but you don't want to give me all the information. And then you get mad and say I'm taking sides. But y'all believe anything you hear. I don't believe everything I hear. There's his story, her story, and the truth. All of y'all think you know stuff. Oh, they stole $23,000. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Y'all keep regurgitating stuff people tell you. I want to see proof. I'm not going against family because you say so. I'm not going against people I love and have a relationship with because you say so. Fix it. Leviticus 25:10, and you shall consecrate the 50th year and proclaim liberty throughout all the land to all its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you, and each of you shall return to his possession, and each of you shall return to his family. This is family business. Some people want to divide the family. I told you, people don't like the fact that y'all going to Africa. People making up whole new doctrines called the gathering. Like it's separate from the Exodus. You got to leave a place to be gathered. Come on now. Stop playing with me, son. Deuteronomy 15:7-11. If there is among you a poor man of your brethren, this is family, within any of the gates in your land which Yahuwah your Elohim is giving you, you shall not harden your heart, nor shut your hand from your poor brother. But you shall open your hand wide to him and willingly lend him sufficient for his need, whatever he needs. Beware lest there be a wicked thought in your heart, saying, the seventh year, the year of release is at hand, and your eye be evil against your poor brother, and you give him nothing. And he cry out to Yahuwah against you, and it becomes sin among you. You shall surely give to him, and your heart should not be grieved when you give to him, because for this thing Yahuwah, your Elohim, will bless you in all your works and in all to which you put your hand. For the poor will never cease from the land. Therefore, I command you, saying you shall open your hand wide to your brother, to your poor and your needy in your land. So if one of the parties who's grieved and they are put into a poverty situation because of this misunderstanding, we need to fix it. Regardless of who misunderstood, regardless of what was wrong, we need to fix it. We need to come together as a family and fix this thing. How they gonna know we his disciples if we don't love each other? How the Gentiles gonna see any difference with us in comparison to themselves? How will they be able to recognize the redeemed Israelites versus the irredeemed, the unredeemed Israelites? We got to stop ignoring each other, not listening to each other, and say, look, how can we fix this thing? Stop it. Do you believe this word or don't you? Do you not know the Most High is looking at y'all and how you are treating each other? And how some of y'all telling half-truths and some telling straight out lies? Do you not know he's sitting there watching you? Do you know he's watching when you lying on people and saying they're crooks and stealing and doing this and that? And you don't even have the whole story. None of us have the whole story. We trying to get the story. But y'all want to treat each other like you're still in Babylon, and you are. But you shouldn't be treating each other like the Babylonian system says. In life, misunderstandings happen. In life, sometimes you think there's a meeting of the minds, but there is not a meeting of the mind. Sometimes you have to defer to the fact that maybe that person made an incorrect decision or choice because of their social surroundings and upbringing. They're not sophisticated in those areas. That's why when you handle people money, you need to handle their money as if it was your own. This is why if you take on a project to manage for somebody, you need to manage that project as if it was your own. This is why there needs to be straight up communication and not cutting people off, if at all possible. Some people you do have to cut off, I ain't gonna lie, because they ain't got ears to hear. They don't want to hear nothing. They don't want to hear the truth. They're going to make their decisions. They're going to call you a thief and a crook and a liar, and they don't even know half the story. Oh, well, I heard it from a whole bunch of people, this and that. That don't mean nothing to me. You can have everybody pointing at somebody and saying they're guilty. I want to see the evidence. It could be 100,000 people saying this person guilty. I want to see the evidence. I'm not going to take a side until I see the evidence. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. Could it not be a misunderstanding? And maybe there's a way to work this thing out. Maybe if everybody wasn't hurt and ignoring, could we not work this thing out? Is there not a way
that we could fix this? Like I said, all of you all who went to the continent are pioneers. Y'all went out there to scope out the giants. And because some people got hit and got injured going into a place they ain't never been before, people upset because there was a problem scoping out the land. Well, you know, there's giants in that land. We can't defeat them. And then you got the Israelites who saying, see, I told y'all we shouldn't be going into that land. I told y'all. Africa not our home. We gonna stay here in Babylon while it burns. You want to stay in Babylon while it burns? That's you. I'm out. I told you. I'm planning before 2030. I'm out. Hopefully the Most High get us out before then. I'm planning my way out. I told y'all that. My wife know I'm planning our way out. Now, whether or not she come with me, we're going to find out. But I'm trying to position myself where I can survive because I know I got to go. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying Jacob planning his way out. I will say this again, and I'm going to repeat it. Stop taking sides because you don't have the story. Stop it. You think you know what's going on and you don't. There's things I'm privy to, y'all not privy to. And there's things I have to consider and weigh as more evidence and information comes in. I'm going to tell y'all this. Look, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. See, I'm going to tell y'all this. I love these people. I love these people. I've had a good relationship with them. I've seen their heart. Now, was there misunderstanding? Yes. Bantu Lisa think I'm upset with her. I'm not upset with her. I love her too. She just don't realize it. I'm trying to be fair. Proverbs 22:22-23. Do not rob the poor because he is poor, nor oppress the afflicted at the gate. For Yahuwah will plead their cause and plunder the soul of those who plunder them. If anybody doing any criminal stuff and thievery, the Most High gonna plunder them. You ain't got to worry about it. You ever thought too, maybe this is a lesson to be learned on how to do business on the continent? Do you know everybody's learning how to do business on the continent? It's not the same as doing business in America. Do you not know that? You can't do business on the continent like you do in America. You best fly over there and handle business yourself. Talk to the people who own the property yourself. You best go over there and look at the contracts and look at all of this stuff. You best go over there and look at an attorney. It ain't no different than America, but even more so there. Because you best find out who owns the land. Psalm 133:1. How good and pleasant it is when Yahuwah's people live together in unity. This is the family here. I ain't talking about the Gentiles, and I'm not saying we shouldn't live in peace with the Gentiles. That's the ones who are adopted into the family, the believers. The believing Gentiles, we should get along with them too because they're family. They're adopted kids. That's a fact. but how good and pleasant it is when Yahuwah's people live in unity. Now, as much as possible, right? If it is possible, Romans 12:18, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. I try my best. I can't get along with everybody. I ain't gonna lie. I try my best. I cannot get along with everybody. I can't get along with liars. I can't get along with agents. Look, this is not the place to have this argument. I'm not here to bring this stuff up again. So let's stop it in the chat. Once again, like I said, y'all don't have all the information, but y'all have taken sides. I keep telling people you don't have the whole picture, but y'all keep taking sides. Y'all don't want to wait to hear both sides. And y'all not loving each other through this. Look, don't tell me about Sister Betty. I talked to Sister Betty. Sister Betty love her some Yacob, but don't get it twisted. I love Sister Betty. Don't get it twisted. Don't act like Sister Betty tried to do something. You don't know what Sister Betty told me. I know what Sister Betty told me. Don't even trip. You think you know. See, once again, Sister Betty and her son tried to give tail heads up about. You don't know what Sister Betty told me, do you? Don't be bringing up Sister Betty in this. That's my family there too. Y'all my family. But you know, Sister Betty and I tight. Look, moderators, if the attacks keep going on in the chat, please put them in timeout. This is not the place for that. Put them in timeout, Yexer. You're not going to come here and do what you want. And you're not going to come here accusing people and you ain't got the information. None of us have all the information, which is what we're trying to do. I told y'all keep trying to take sides and you don't even know what's going on. You think you know what's going on. See, it's people like the ones in the chat that's causing confusion and stirring the pot when family needs to figure out how we can fix this thing. I'm expecting the Maz to abide by what I just said. And let's not go back and forth. But y'all not going to come up in here and start attacking people. I could tell you that right now. Ain't nothing worse than a hard-headed group of people. The Bible say we stiff-neck, and we are. Y'all not handling this thing according to biblical standards. Y'all not trying to help the family. Y'all not trying to restore. Y'all not trying to y'all not trying to fix the disagreement. Stop saying this and that. He and she. It's your fault, it's my fault. No, let's fix it. What can I do to fix it? Can I fix it? Maybe the family has to come together to help fix it. Because right now what's happening is polarization and division. The Bible said they will know you are my disciples by the love you have for one another. I don't see no love here. As Rodney King said, can't we all just get along? Some of y'all going to say no. And I'm going to tell you this. Not only will the Gentiles use this against the awakening, Israelites will use this against the awakening. Israelites will use this against people wanting to go to the continent. Now, mind you, if you weren't an awakened Israelite and you decided, you know what, I want to go live on the continent, it's no problem. But if you're an Israelite who believe the scriptures and believe in the second Exodus and the fact that you go to the continent, you want to move to the continent, oh, well, you're moving before the Lord. You're moving before Yahuwah. See, that's why you should have stayed here. See, there is no second Exodus. Whatever. But if you were just a regular black person, a foundational black American, and you decided, you know what, I'm going to live in Ghana or something, ain't no problem. Put the tag Israelite on it, nah, it's a problem. Because you believe the scriptures. I told you, most people don't believe the word. Most Israelites don't believe the word. They believe doctrine that they made up in their heads. This is why they say there's no second Exodus when it's very clear there is a second Exodus. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. They come up with a whole new term. There's a gathering. It's the gathering. It's the gathering. Oh my goodness, really? And some of y'all don't study the Bible or lick yourself. All you do is slop up from somebody's plate. You don't never go and fix a meal yourself. You believe whatever they tell you. I do believe there's agents among us. Oh, yes. There's agents among us, and they're here to cause division. And the Most High is going to expose every single one of them. Just like he exposing them Christian pastors out there. Those Christian ministries out there, he's going to expose all of these agents within the Israelite community. Mark my words. He's going to expose them all. And you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, I told you so. Oh, yeah. I'm going to say, I told you so. They're going to be exposed just like everybody else being exposed. Mark my words. They're going to be exposed. Everybody being exposed. All sins are being exposed. And I'm going to say, I told you so. Ain't nothing than a hard-headed Israelite fighting for something or against something they have no understanding of. They weren't in the room when the contracts were signed. They weren't in the room when the discussions were made. Do you know there's requirements in a contract for both sides, for both parties? Do you not know that? It ain't just one party. It's both parties. Don't you know contract law? I took contracts. Told you I was in law school for 2 years. That's why I don't be jumping on stuff like some of y'all do, accusing people, because I know there's two sides to every story. His story, your story, and the truth. And y'all want me to take sides. I'm not doing that. And I'm not going against people I love. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to fix it. Let's fix it. Let's talk. But some of y'all don't want to talk. Maybe we could have resolved this if we just sat down and stopped accusing everybody. You ever thought of that? Maybe if you were nice and didn't point fingers and accuse people of stuff, maybe we could have fixed it. Israel is supposed to treat Israel better than they treat others. And I'm not saying we should treat anybody wrong, mind you, but there's a higher standard for family. Even though your brothers and your sisters may get on your last nerves, if you were going to sell them a house and something went wrong, you're going to try to what? Fix it. The problem is y'all don't see each other as family. And there's nothing I can do about that. Only the Most High can fix it. But you know what? If we had the truth from both sides, if we could get an understanding of what happened, maybe the family would come together and help say, you know what, let's see if we can help them. You ever thought of that? If you wasn't pointing fingers and calling people names and you don't have the whole story, the Most High don't like this at all. We've all been in situations where there was a misunderstanding or somebody didn't fully understand the agreement. You see the difference between us and them white folks? Even though them white folks disagree, they're going to fix it. You know it's true. Them white folks ain't going to be doing like this, just pointing fingers, calling people names, blah, 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 blah. When it come to business, they're going to fix it. They're not, and guess what? They on code and they're not necessarily family. We family and we not on code. How are we going to do better if we don't change the way we see each other? We're supposed to go back to the ancient ways. Family first. That's why I told y'all I'm Israelite first. Not only, first. When Yeshua came, he said, I come but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Why? That's family. And this is so true. They programmed us to be individualistic. Yes, they have. Which is why we're at the bottom. And anytime there's an issue, they magnify the problem. And when they magnify the problem, people take sides. And when people take sides, that causes division. And when you cause division, they conquer us. Are y'all not tired of being conquered? Oh, yeah, I believe in nepotism. Don't get it twisted. That's the natural course of things. Don't let nobody tell you there should not be nepotism. You take care of family first, period. Don't tell me nothing else. You're not going to put your mom and your daddy before everybody else. You're not going to put your brothers and your sisters before everybody else. You're not going to put your cousins before everybody else. Come on now. Let's get real. They do it. It makes sense. But one thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to shut it down. Stop letting people cause division. And you don't even have the full story. And some of y'all don't even want the full story. You know why? Because it fulfills your bias. It confirms your bias. Y'all don't want to hear both sides because it confirms your bias. See, I told you shouldn't have went to Africa. Y'all know it's true. Like I said, you ain't got to go. Ain't nobody told you to go to the continent. Stay your butt here. Live in the matrix. Get on the social credit system. Spend your digital currencies. Let your robot maid clean your house. You want to stay in Babylon? Stay in Babylon with your flying cars and your orbs and your drones. You ain't got to go to the continent and get clean water and clean air and clean food and morally upright people. You ain't got to go there. You can stay here with decadence and your children not knowing if they're male or female. You can stay right here. Well, family, I told you don't go to the continent. Fine. Let your kids grow up here and let them grow up confused. Keep eating the food that got all of these poisons in it. Keep breathing in the chemtrails. Keep letting them put lollipops in you. That's your future if you stay here, you know, in the land of your enemy. Does it not make sense why some people want to leave? I told you, I'm getting out. I'm planning my way out. I don't care what you do. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm getting out. I know what's coming. You're about to be without electricity. You're about to be without clean food. You're about to be without clean water. Oh, you don't believe me, huh? You're not going to have access to your medicines. Well, you wouldn't need medicines if you were living on the continent and having clean food and clean air and clean water. But you love Babylon. But you mad at people who decided, I don't like Babylon like that. You mad at people who say, I don't want to raise my children to be confused in Babylon. You mad at people who say, I want to go to the continent and have relationships with my neighbors again and not be individualistic. I want to live in a society and a community where people help one another. You can stay here. Enjoy your poison steak and your irradiated electric cars with your brain fried mobile phones. Stay here with your upcoming social credit system where they're going to say, well, your doctor has reported that your cholesterol is too high. Based upon this social credit tracking system, since your doctor said that your cholesterol is too high, you cannot buy those French fries and you cannot have that hamburger. Well, how are you going to stop me from buying it? Well, your digital credit is programmable. This digital credit does not allow you for a period of time to eat a hamburger and to eat a fry. That's what's coming. Don't get it twisted. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it again. I told you. Don't think I'm not. I'm gonna be petty when that happens. I'm gonna say I told you so. I warned y'all about the lollipops. You ain't listen. And you ain't gonna listen today. But you're gonna keep eating your lollipops. And some of y'all gonna eat that mark of the beast too. Y'all gonna take that mark of the beast because you don't listen. Y'all be twisting the scriptures. A gathering instead of the second Exodus. Foolishness. That's sleight of hand. Y'all think people stupid. That's biases. That's lies. That's deception. That's half truths. You can find out later what lollipop is if you're new to the channel. We can't talk about that here. Just think about the last 4 years. You'll get it. Well, fam, the bottom line is you need to understand there's two sides to every story. You need to get all the information first before you take sides. Instead of just because the popular kids say we don't like him or her, and y'all want to join the popular kids, and everybody gang up on the unpopular kids. I was always the one to stand with the unpopular kids and not the popular kids, and I'm still that way today. And I'm going to stay that way because I believe in justice for everyone. I believe in righteousness and holiness. I believe in doing to others that you would have them do unto you. I believe in being truthful in what you say and what you do. I think love is an action word and not just words itself. I think this Israelite awakening is more than us just going and doing tabernacles and feast days. I think this awakening had more to do with me seeing you as my brother and my sister. I think this awakening has more to do with us saying, you know what, I'm going to help you out if it's within my power. I told y'all we don't go anywhere because a lot of us are still selfish because Babylon didn't made us that way. The ministries that try to help the most are the ones that get the least support. Even though we may not agree on everything doctrinally, your heart should be right to fulfill the word of the Most High. Your heart should be right towards how you treat your family, which is your other Israelite brethren. You should do your best to fix it. And y'all think the Most High is ignoring all of this. Y'all think the Most High is ignoring the half-truths. Y'all think the Most High is ignoring the fact that y'all teaming up on people and you don't have the whole picture. And that goes for many different issues in the community today. There's multiple issues happening in the community. And guess what? Everybody still get mad at Tail Ministries because we don't take a side. And it's like I said, there's things we know you don't know, but you think you know everything. I am not the one that you could convince with lies and half truths. I need to see the contracts. I need to see the emails. I need to see the receipts. I need to know what was going on. And then I could take a side. Y'all don't need that. You take a side because everybody's on, well, everybody says this. Everybody does that. Everybody say they're wrong. Well, maybe everybody's wrong. When people get over there, you know how hard it is for people to start over? Do you know how hard it is for people to build a life on the continent, learn a new language, build new relationships, understanding laws, dealing with other people trying to tear you down, dealing with Israelites who claim that they love Yahuwah, but they're liars and stealers and thieves, and they got to deal with that as well. Dealing with trying to get other people over there who's not as informed as you are, who come in with baggage from Babylon. Do you know how hard it is? Do you know how hard it is when people say, see, I told you you shouldn't have went to the continent. Y'all never should have listened to them people who went to the continent, but they say, well, Yahuwah told me to come to the continent, but y'all keep saying they shouldn't have did it. You know how hard it is? How they say, don't condemn me till you stand in my shoes. And then you got people who are trying to work it out, trying to get people to talk. But y'all don't want to talk. Y'all want to throw out accusations. Like I said in the beginning, and I'm not going to be the one to do it. What y'all need to, I'm talking about the community right here, and then not just the listeners of tale. And I'm talking about what they would call moderate Israelites. Y'all need to come together. Y'all need to appoint yourselves some leaders to be part of a judge panel. And they're going to have the authority to approve or deny or request, because there's going to be what they call that family when somebody's in the midst and they arbitrating between them, but it's not a judicial process. It's in the tip of my tongue. What you call that? Come on, family, help me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's mediating, but it's a word for it. It's a word for it. Beside that, it's a legal term, something with an I. I think it's an I. Something with an I in it. I can't remember. But anyway, arbiter. That's it, not an I. Arbiter. Thank you. Yeah. Arbiter. I think that's the one I was looking for. Arbitration. That's it. Arbitration, right? Arbitration. You need to create an arbitration panel of Israelite leaders. Whoever it is out there, you want to take it on yourself to put this together. Reach out to leaders who you think should be a part of that. And there should be an arbitration panel where our people could come together to arbitrate these matters. And you sign on a dotted line that you're going to abide by the decision of the arbitrators, right? That's what needs to happen. Sort of like what Moses had to do with the judges. That's what needs to happen. I'm not putting it on me. I got enough of stuff I'm working on and doing. So whichever one of y'all want to do that, y'all go right on. Put it together. Find the leaders to be on that arbitration panel. And I'm going to say this, it has to be from a diverse group. I'm not even against one of the arbitrators being a camp member. It needs to be diverse. But just make sure it's one of the righteous type of camp members, not the, the extreme one. So y'all take that on yourself, fam. I wanted to come out here and show that we need to treat family like family. We need to treat each other differently, right? We need to stop pointing fingers. We need to stop taking sides without having the whole story. And we need to try to fix it. And we need to love each other through this. Because I don't believe in the words love. Because some of y'all good at spouting love, but you don't show love. You're not honest. You're not fair. You're not unbiased. There's a few people I've met that have big hearts. There's a few people I met, man, I love them. Very kind, very giving. But everybody not like that, even though we should be. But in families, you got all types of personalities and all types of people in families, which makes it hard. But I'm going to tell you this. What's coming, mark my words, what's coming in 2025, you're going to need each other. What's coming in 2025, you're going to need them people on the continent. What's coming in 2025, you're going to need the people who have access to context on the continent and how to get out of here. Oh, watch, mark my words. You're going to need help. Well, I'm just going to wait for the Most High. Okay, that's good. I ain't got a problem with that. Well, Yacoba teaches that flea doctrine. Whatever you want to call it, I'm getting out. I told y'all that. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm getting out. But here's the thing. I make plans. I've been planning my way out. Hopefully, all of the endeavors that I do and investments that I'm making, hopefully it all works out. Y'all best make sure Pastor Rick Fletcher on that council. Don't get it twisted. I don't want to be on the council because y'all think I'm biased already. Don't put me on there. Oh yeah, Gaisa Halder. Y'all better put Gaisa Halder on that council. Sister Shonda, you could put Sister Shonda on that council. That arbitration panel. Don't put me. I don't know about Mr. Tell you, maybe him, but now don't put me. I don't want to be on it. Y'all already think I'm biased. I don't want to hear it. All right, fam, that's all I got. I wanted to let y'all know that we need to treat each other different. We need to step up to the plate. We need to fix it. Let's fix it. Peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending. Love you with the love of the Messiah.